Hello, Abnormal Investigations. I've got another encounter for you. This one comes out of Oklahoma, and I hope you all will enjoy this one. She says that they're putting their family at risk by sharing this, but they feel that it's important that this story is shared, so they sent it in to me, and they do want to remain anonymous because they said that what they're about to share could possibly put their family in more danger than what it's already in. So let's get into this one. But first, I'd like to say, Hunter, I love you and I miss you so much, buddy. Uh, I will let you know what's happening, and why I didn't get to see you. But I love you and I miss you so much. It was night like any other in our Oklahoma home. My family and I were settling in for the evening when we heard the first strange noise. At first we thought it was just the wind or a stray animal, but then we heard it again, a low menacing growl. But then it called our names. Sarah, John, Emily. It knew our names. The growling stopped and an eerie silence fell over the house. We were frozen in terror, unsure of what to do next. The dogmen to be waiting for us to make a move, their eyes fixed on us, an unblinking stare. We tried to stay quiet, hoping that it would pass, but the dogmen started moving closer to the house, with their eyes burning with the otherworldly intensity. We knew we had to act fast. Their eyes glowed like cat's eyes do in the light. We barricaded ourselves inside, but the dogmen just kept coming. They scratched at the doors, clawed at the windows, and howled with a chilling ferocity. It was as if they were summoned by some dark force, driven by hunger for human flesh. We were trapped with no way to escape. The dogmen had us surrounded, and they seemed determined to get in. I was crying. Well, I think we were all crying. We huddled together, praying for morning to come, but the night seemed to stretch on forever. And then, just as suddenly as it started, everything was quiet. The dogman vanished, leaving us shaken and wondering if it was all just a nightmare. But the memory of those glowing eyes and the menacing growls has stayed with me to this day, a reminder of the terror that lurks in the shadows, waiting to strike. We thought it was over, but the dogmen returned night after night, their eyes fixed on us with an unblinking stare. We tried to ignore them, to pretend they weren't there, but it was no use. They knew our names, and they knew our fear, it seemed. One night, my sister Emily, she had the hardest time with these creatures, really bothering her. Day and night she would cry. She was scared. She got to where she would chew her fingernails. She just wanted to be left alone. She became very, very, very depressed. And then one night when they arrived, Emily couldn't take it anymore. She ran past my mom and dad and done the unthinkable. She opened the door. And when she opened the door, and they were on her in an instant, we heard her screams, and we knew we had to act fast. We fought them off, but not before they dragged Emily away. Their arms reached in the door so fast that we only got to hit their arms just a few times, kicking them and punching their arms, but that's all you could do. Emily was jerked out of the house so fast there was no way we could grab her. And the next thing we knew, Emily was dragged away. We searched for her, but she was gone. The dogmen had taken her, and we knew we'd never see her again. That was the last time we saw the dogmen. They vanished as suddenly as they appeared, leaving us with a hole in our hearts and fear that would never fade. We moved away from that house, away from Oklahoma, but the memory of the dogmen stayed with us. We knew what they were, still out there waiting for their next victim, and we knew that we'd never be safe again. My mom and dad swearing they would never lose another child to these creatures. The dogmen had left their mark on us, a reminder that some terrors are too great to be forgotten, and even now, when I hear strange noise in the night, I wonder if they're back, if they've come for us again. A lot of you are probably wondering, and yes, we searched for Emily, but she was gone. The dogmen had taken her, and we knew we'd never see her again. The authorities came, and the game wardens blamed her death on wolves. But we knew the truth. We knew what we saw, and we knew what took our sister. They tried to convince us that it was just a wild animal attack, that it was just a tragic accident. But we knew that the dogmen were no ordinary animals. We knew that they were something ancient, something evil. And then they took her body away. They wouldn't let us see her, wouldn't let us say goodbye. They cremated her without our permission, without even asking us. It was like they were trying to erase her existence, like they were trying to make us forget what really happened. We were devastated. We felt like they were taking away our chance of closure, our chance to say goodbye. We felt like they were covering something up, like they knew more than what they were letting on. But we knew the truth. We knew that the Dogman had taken Emily. We knew that they would never let us forget it. We knew that they would always be haunted by the memory of that terrible night when the Dogman took our sister away. We thought we had escaped the horror of the Dogmen by moving away from Oklahoma, but little did we know the government had other plans. They bought the land where our old house stood, and we soon discovered that they had opened a dog kennel on the property. We were shocked and outraged. How could they do this? Didn't they know what happened there? Didn't they know about the Dogmen? But as we dug deeper, we realized that the government had been hiding something. They had been experimenting with the Dogmen, trying to harness their power for military gain, is what we were told by a person that will remain anonymous that worked for the military. My mom and dad worked seamlessly, talking to different people, investigating, trying to find out what took their little girl. And then tragedy struck again. My dad, well, he went fishing on the lake one day and never came back. They found his body floating in the water with no explanation of how he drowned. We knew it was no accident. We knew the Dogmen had taken him, just like they took Emily. And we knew the government was covering it up. We tried to expose the truth, but the government silenced us. They threatened us, told us to keep quiet or face the consequences. But we knew that we couldn't stay silent. We had to keep fighting and had to keep telling our story because we knew that the Dogmen were still out there, waiting for the next victim. And we knew that the government was hiding something big. We're the only ones who knew the truth, and we're the only ones who can stop them. But will we be able to expose the government's secrets before it's too late? We had to stay silent, Mike. The government had too much power, too much control. They could ruin our lives, destroy our reputations. Our banking accounts would freeze. Our cards would be overdrafted when we knew we had money. And they could silence us forever. So we kept quiet, living in fear of the Dogmen and the government. We knew that we would never be able to escape the truth, that we would always be haunted by the memories of what happened in Oklahoma. But we also knew that we couldn't give up. We had to keep fighting, keep searching for a way to expose the truth, to bring the Dogmen to justice. And so we wait silently, patiently, until the day when we can finally reveal the secrets that the government has been hiding for so long. The day when we can finally tell the truth, and the truth about the Dogmen and the horrors that they have unleashed upon us. Thank you for sharing our story, Mike. I hope this helps other people that are in the same situation as us understand that they are not alone and that these things do exist, and they do take people more than people think. We know because they took my sister. Wow. Very strong story. Very sad encounter. These things I've always said are evil. They're opportunists, and I believe that whenever she opened that door, it was sitting there, probably trying to get in, and there was the opportunity. I am so sorry that happened to you guys. That's a sad situation. These things we know are very dangerous, and that's just a very spooky thing to think about. Thank you for listening to this encounter. Thank you for sharing this encounter with our channel. Until next time, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Don't become something's dinner. Remember, keep your doors locked.